from Winston-Salem State University. If you don't know, Winston-Salem State University was the first HBCU to become an Adobe Creative Campus. And so Wanda and is Bart in this room? There's Bart. We go way back.
Yes.
And we're thrilled to have them, and thrilled especially to have their student here inspiring us this morning. Kishana, over to you.
Yes.
Woo.
So hello everyone, I think it's 12 o'clock, okay, it's almost 12 o'clock. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kishana Fields. I am an occupational therapy student at Winston-Salem State University. I'm also the Social Science Digital Edge Adobe Award winner for this year. And this is actually a headshot that I took at the Adobe Max conference that I just left 2 weeks ago.
Yay.
Okay, so on this slide, I just included a little bit about me. So again, I'm Kishana. I'm in occupational therapy school at Winston-Salem State. I'm actually from Florida. My mom is here in the back. So yes, I'm originally from Florida, but I moved to North Carolina in 2017 to pursue a bachelor's degree in recreation therapy. I then went straight into my master's program in 2021, which I graduate December 15th of this year. And I reside in Kernersville, North Carolina with my husband and my stepdaughter, which that little girl is the inspiration behind my digital story. And my passion is writing.
Yay.
So there was a portion on the handout that Todd gave me to speak about my project today that asked about the inspiration behind my project as well as my dreams, so where I plan to go from this point. And although I am pursuing a master's degree in occupational therapy, just having the opportunity to be recognized by Adobe has re-inspired me to continue to pursue writing. So here I have 2 pictures that my stepdaughter actually took of me when we were in Target. So I told her to take a picture of me touching that book there. I don't have any specific relationship with this woman on the book, but this was just me pretty much manifesting my book one day being in Target. I do aspire to write a book one day. I haven't been able to focus on that because again, I am in school. But yeah, this was just me taking a picture of that because I want my book to be in Target and multiple stores one day. And I also included a quote that I came up with. I said, I will be a New York Times bestselling author one day and become one of the most influential Christian-based writers of my generation. The last picture there is actually a picture that I took at the Adobe Max conference of one of the keynote speakers. And a lot of people asked me what my takeaways were from the conference. And honestly, what I did the entire time that I was there was continue to encourage myself that one day I will be able to stand on that stage and inspire a room full of creators because I know that I have the potential to do so. So I included another quote that says, I will be the keynote speaker at Adobe, sharing my story from this year, 2023, and inspiring other creatives around the globe. So this is my project. So I just included a snapshot of the winning picture there. Of course, my story was about my role of being a step parent. I have a picture of me and my stepdaughter Paris right there. And then I put a little plus sign to show you that basically the inspiration behind this story was me taking a meaningful topic, which is my journey of being a step parent, and relating it to concepts within the occupational therapy framework. So my teacher basically told us that we had to complete a final project in place of the final exam. And she told us that we can talk about any topic that we wanted to, but utilize Adobe Express to create a digital story. So she said that we had the freedom to talk about anything, which most of my classmates went with healthcare. So they talked about different populations within healthcare. They talked about the hospital setting. But I, again, tied back my passion to writing and thought about my story of being a step parent. And I know that that's something that I've always wanted to share with the world, just like the honest truth of all the things that I've endured over the last 5 years of being a stepmom. I just never had the courage or the platform to do it. So I took the opportunity to write about it, figure out how I can tie concepts of my role of being a stepmom into occupational therapy. So I did my research on what roles are in relation to occupational therapy. I talked about my specific role as a step parent, and then I created my digital story. And here I have the video. I know that it's a short time frame and the video is actually 5 minutes long, so I can just play it and then Todd, you can stop me when
Go for it.
Hello friends, today we're going
No, it's not your fault.
Hello friends, today we are going to talk about roles and how I have established my own definition as a step parent over the last 4 years. So what are roles? According to OTPF version 4, roles have been historically defined as sets of behaviors expected by society and shaped by culture and context that may be further conceptualized and defined by a person, group, or population. Roles not only determine the way you act or respond in certain situations, but they also influence the way you think, feel, and make decisions going forward. Roles have an effect on your occupational performance and hold the potential to both make and break your occupational identity. Everyone has their own unique perspective on how they should conduct themselves in certain roles and what responsibilities should be required of them. Assuming and fulfilling roles will come with its challenges as with anything else in this crazy life we live. The beauty about roles is that you hold the power to decide what you will and will not do while navigating the complexity or simplicity of that specific role. While we think about roles and the ones in our lives currently, I encourage you to remember these 5 things. 1, consider your abilities. 2, highlight your values. 3, stay true to your beliefs. 4, define your desires for future outcomes. And 5, establish healthy boundaries. Now that we've explored the overall concept of roles, I'd like to talk about my own. To informally introduce myself, my name is Kishana and I am a step parent to a 5-year-old little girl named Paris. I have fulfilled the role of a step parent since the beginning of 2019, and I can tell you up front that it has been filled with both benefits and challenges. In comparison to a biological parent, the role of a step parent is extremely difficult yet rewarding in the most complex way possible. There will be great days filled with lots of love and meaningful moments, but there will also be terrible days where your feelings are hurt and you're constantly reminded of your spouse's past. As a stepmom, I have felt honored to be loved and respected by a little human that sees me for the person I am inside, and it means the world to me. It's hard to accept rejection when it's given by that same little human, or even outsiders who judge you for being a positive influence in the child's life. There were many times in my role where I felt unappreciated, devalued, intimidated, and even jealous of being the only adult in the equation who does not have biological children to love me unconditionally. The distinct difference between a biological parent and a step parent is that the step parent chooses to wake up every day and love the child even if the child doesn't love them back. We fight to sustain good relationships with the children while constantly battling the criticism of being an overly involved step parent who doesn't know their role. Over the years, I have come to understand that a step parent's role begins the moment a person enters into a committed relationship with a partner who has children from their past relationships. Regardless of blood relation or age, The step-parent is expected to love and nurture the child as they would their own children. This completely negates the idea that step-parents should know their role and operate within a specific set of boundaries. Within my role, I decided to parent the best way I knew how and unconsciously tied in experience from my upbringing that prepared me for success in this role. I willingly took on the responsibilities of bathing, dressing, hair grooming, educating, instilling spiritual beliefs, bonding, verbal disciplining, and establishing trust with my stepdaughter Paris. I love her like she is my own, and she knows that despite the negative things that may be said about me, I am a great mommy to her. To me, my role is a constant reminder of why I always need to remain faithful in the Lord and maintain a heart posture of forgiveness, peacefulness, and humbleness as I continue to mature into the woman who was made for this version of motherhood. To my dearest stepdaughter, thank you for accepting me and giving me a chance to be a mother. I admire you for seeing qualities in me that I can't see within myself, and I love you more than you will ever know.
Okay, so you have 5 minutes at each table to come up with 3 to 5 questions